Hello, the internet, and these are the Sonic the Hedgehog characters, good to evil. First, we'll be starting with the most purest and pure and working our way up to the most evil. These characters are the good. Taking the gold medal of good is going to Chip, aka Light Gaia. Appearing only in Sonic Unleashed, he's an entity of light and dawn. Ever since the beginning of time, he was destined to stop the monstrous Dark Gaia. Chip is shown to be kind-hearted, sweet, joyful, and is friendly to everyone he meets. He sticks by Sonic's side despite being a werehog at nights, though he does have some traits of gluttony, like his love of ice cream and chocolate. He is willing to share, like give chocolate to the professor. Clearly one of the most pure-hearted beings in the Sonic universe. In second place, we have Maria Robotnik. Cousin to Eggman, Maria is shown to be one of the most pure-hearted beings around. Despite being victimized with a disease and being confined to a space station her entire life, she still pushes through to help those in need, especially Shadow the Hedgehog, who she formed an irresistible bond with him, even sacrificing her life to save Shadow from Gun. Clearly someone you just can't help but feel bad for. And with our bronze medal of good, we have Cream the Rabbit. Polite, sweet, and properly behaved, Cream is shown to be just a bundle of joy. Though young, she still carries a strong sense of justice and loyalty. She's willing to help her friends in need, and despite being a pacifist, she is willing to use her child, Cheese, to destroy robots. She can be naive and a little emotional at times, but given how young she is, we'll give her some slack. In fourth place, we have To Kill. In comparison to her tribe's more power-hungry and vicious actions, To Kill is a peaceful, gentle, and kind girl who only wants peace to everyone. What does drop her a bit low is that, although she didn't mean to, her willingness to sacrifice her body to steal the Master Emerald did technically cause the Chaos creature to destroy the city of Station Square. Though she does have good intentions, her lack of hindsight caused her to be dropped just a bit. Not that much, but just a bit. Up next, we have Big the Cat. Though he may not be the sharpest tool in the box, and may probably have the best gameplay in the Sonic Adventures games, while he lacks in brains, he definitely makes up for it in his big heart. He prefers fishing with his friend Froggy. That being said, he is willing to step into action to either help his friends or to save Froggy from being taken. Overall, he may not be the smartest, but he definitely is one of the most nicest. In sixth place, we have the Wisp. Appearing in Sonic colors, these colorful creatures are adorable, playful, and can be friendly, but they can also be quite powerful and even dangerous. Still, they help out Sonic and Tails to stop Eggman, so they're good creatures. In seventh place, we have Miles Tails Prower. You can call him Tails. The Luigi to Sonic's Mario, he's the loyal best bud to the Blur. Ever since his appearance in Sonic 2, he's always been by Sonic's side by using both his ingenuity skills and two tails to soar to the rescue. He's shown to be more mature than Sonic, shown to be more patient and less cocky. That being said, he can come across as cowardly and a bit whiny at times. Still, his intelligence does end up helping save the day, and his good heart earns him a spot in the good. We finally get to the main character, the Blur himself, Sonic the Hedgehog. Sega's going, boy. Sonic has been speeding his way since 1991. He has a strong sense of justice, very brave, and is a loyal friend to his pals. He's always willing to stop the plans of villains, especially Dr. Eggman. That being said, he's not perfect. While he is selfless, he can also come across as cocky and can also be quite reckless, as his act first, ask questions later thing did nearly get him killed a few times. Still, when the chips are down, Sonic is willing to put his life on the line to save the day. Next, we have another hedgehog, Silver. With the power of psychic abilities, Silver, like Sonic, has a strong sense of justice. His attempt to go back in time to fix his horrible future. While he did start off as an antagonist by trying to kill Sonic, he was manipulated by Mephiles into killing the blue blur, stating that he was the trigger that ruined the future, and he does eventually join Sonic later on. There's no doubt he's a good guy, even if he can be easily influenced. Next up, we have Amy Rose. Amy has problems, most notably her crush on Sonic, which can come across as stalkerish. She can also be bossy as well, but putting that aside, she's definitely good, as she's willing to fight back with her hammer and defend her friends. She also helped out other characters like E102 Gamma and even Shell into becoming good, better people. While she does have room to improve, we still think she's good enough. Next up, we have Knuckles the Echidna, Sonic's frenemy. In comparison to Sonic's more cool and carefree nature, Knuckles is shown to be hot-headed and more stoic. As all of this makes sense, considering he's the last of his kind. As the only one to protect the Master Emerald, he can easily be manipulated by Eggman into thinking Sonic was evil. Thankfully, after Eggman betrays him, he eventually switches sides into becoming an ally for the Sonic. He's obviously a good guy, despite his faults. Team Chaotix, Charmy B, SBO the Chameleon, and Vector the Crocodile are next. A detective agency that takes on jobs for money, Charmy the hyperactive child of the group, SBO the most serious of the group, while Vector, the leader, is shown to be quite greedy at times, but in the end, they are good people who help out Sonic. Up next is Princess Alicia. While she is very kind-hearted and peaceful, what placed her a bit low, outside of her creepy crush on Sonic, which is bestiality, is that she tends to get herself kidnapped way too many times. Even Princess Peach will find that really annoying. And round up the goods is Blaze the Cat. Silver's partner, she's shown to be antisocial, strict, and even cold. Plus, she was alright with killing Sonic, even though she knew who he was. It's the reason why she's at the last of our good characters. That being said, she is willing to stop evildoers and is loyal to Silver to a fault. And she does learn to ease up. She is still a good person regardless. That wraps up the good characters. Now let's move on to the more neutral territory. This is the gray area. Starting out this section, we have E102 Gamma, originally one of Eggman's battle robots, but after forming a bond with Amy, he attempts to bury himself by rebelling against Eggman, even sacrificing himself to save a Flicky. While he may have not had the best first introduction, he ended up a true hero. Next, we have Chaos, the guardian of all chows. Though he can be peaceful, he can also be destructive as well. After the Pakamate clan raided his home and tried to take the Master Emerald and harmed his fellow chow, this liquid did not hesitate to become hostile and kill the clan, forcing Takao to seal the creature. Later on, he eventually broke loose and destroys all of Station Square. Thankfully, Sonic was able to calm this creature down. Given how he was nearly robbed and how all of his fellows were nearly unfairly harmed, you can see where he's coming from, even if he caused a lot of destruction. Next up, we have Sage, an AI creature created by Eggman. While she does start off as an antagonist trying to stop Sonic in his quest to save his friends, thankfully after Tails, Amy, and Knuckles manages to save Sonic from being corrupt, she does come around, even sacrificing herself to stop the end from destroying the world. Next up, we have Shadow the Hedgehog. One of gaming's most iconic anti-heroes, Shadow is quite possibly one of the most complex origin stories out of the characters. Originally created by Gerald Robotnik for Project Shadow, after losing Maria to gun soldiers, Shadow vowed vengeance by planning to wipe out all of humanity. Thankfully, he does realize his mistake and later joins Sonic to save the world, even sacrificing his life in the process. While he may not be the most moral character with his violent and moody ways, he does have a heart of gold underneath all that black. Next up, we have another E123 Omega, the latest of Eggman's E-bots. After being discharged by Eggman, and after being awakened by Rouge, Omega swore vengeance on Eggman By teaming up with Rouge in a copy of Shadow, he scores lower than Gamma since he's more violent than Cold compared to Gamma. That being said, he does care about his teammates and did comfort Rouge at one point. Speaking of which, up next, we have Rouge the Bat. While not as moody as either Shadow or Omega, she's definitely more selfish. She loves hunting for treasures like gems and jewels and will do anything for them, like theft, manipulation, and even violence. While she does have a heart and will help out her friends, her questionable actions are just too strong to ignore. Next up, we have another flying animals, the Babylon Rouge. A team that consists of Jet the Hawk, Wave the Swallow, and Storm the Albatross. Professional air riders by day, but by night they are professional thieves. They are shown to be nothing more than cocky rivals to Team Sonic in the Rider games. That being said, they do have some standards as they won't hurt anyone, and will team up to stop an evil greater than. And finally, just barely missing out in the bad area is Gerald Robotnik, grandfather to Eggman and Maria. Gerald was a dedicated scientist that wanted to make humanity a better place, but after gun soldiers killed his granddaughter, he went insane and planned to wipe out all of humanity for revenge. While this was messed up, but considering that he lost everything, you can see where he's coming from. And finally, we get to the dark side of the franchise, the bad to evil. Starting out that section, we have Orbot and Cubot, Eggman's servants, first appeared in colors. While they may not have any malicious intent, they still obey Eggman's crimes against the world. Next up, we have 4 of the Deadly Six members, Zuma, Zaz, Zor, and Xena. They are shown to be quite destructive and nasty, but they aren't that high since they are quite goofy at times. We have another member up next, the Master, Zik, the oldest of the Deadly Six. He scores a bit lower since he was the one that taught the Six everything deadly, but he's not that high since he does care about his plants. Next up, we get to the main baddie, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, aka Eggman. The main villain of the franchise, the Joker to Sonic's Batman, the Plankton to his SpongeBob, his main goal is world domination, and he'll do anything for it at all costs. While he has done plenty of violent deeds, he's not that high on the list because he does have a good side. There were times he teams up with Sonic to defeat a greater evil, and he has saved Sonic's life a couple of times before. It's those actions that keep him from falling any lower. Regardless, he's still a cunning foe. Next up, we have the last of the Deadly Six, Zavok. Clearly the most evil out of the 6. What makes him worse than Eggman is that not only does he backstabs the man, but even plots to destroy Sonic's world as well. He even manages to turn Tails into his robot servant at one point, showing that he's no laughing matter. One good thing about him is that he cares about his master Zik. Next up, we have Eggman's greatest creation, Metal Sonic. What makes him this low is how he turned out what was supposed to be programmed for, to kill Sonic, into his sole purpose in life, to the point to become more ruthless than Eggman, and even backstabbing him in Sonic Heroes. He's not some power-hungry robot, he's a blood-hungry robot, and lust for blood is more vicious than a lust for power. Up next, we have Infinite. Oh boy, this guy. One of Eggman's allies, given the Phantom Ruby, he not only defeats Sonic, but even helps out Eggman take over almost the entire Earth. As a villain, Infinite is sadistic, vile, cruel, and even murderous. He even tried to conjure up a sun to burn all the Resistance members alive. The reason he's not any higher is that we don't know about his history prior to joining Eggman, so it's a mystery. Next up, we have Dark Gaia. While Chip is the embodiment of light and day, this creature is basically darkness. Its main goal is to destroy Earth, and that's really its main goal. It's mainly a mindless, destructive being, but that's what's also keeping him from our top 3. He can't think for himself, man. For the bronze medal of evil, we have Black Doom. If a name like that, it's bound that he's pure evil, especially in a game like Shadow the Hedgehog. On the wall. He's manipulative, twisted, arrogant, destructive, and cruel. He's also an awful father to Shadow as he nearly manipulated him into joining the dark side. I mean, what do you expect from a name like Dark Devil Moon? Give him like a hug, some candy. In second place, we have the End. Boy, that name strikes fear into many. This giant moon thing has destroyed many planets before and plans to destroy Earth. Given how its main goal is to destroy Earth, it's no wonder it's getting second place. But one is much worse. If our gold medal of evil, we have Mephius the Dark. Of all the villains in the franchise, Mephius is easily the most evil. He has many of the same sins as others, like Black Doom and the End. Manipulative, blood-hungry, sadistic, destructive, and only wants destruction and death to others. But what really gets him the gold medal of evil is that he manages to do something most villains, even Eggman failed to do. Succeed in killing Sonic himself. For that, he easily gets the gold medal of evil. Alright, that's the list. What do you guys think? Did I leave someone out? If so, leave your thoughts in the comment, and I'll see you all next time.